meaning you gave them an application or some kind of instrument in the beginning of the contract, and then they're trying to provide you with financial services to service your contract for you. For this real quick, okay. Let's talk about this security account. So 8501 investment securities, right? So we're looking at security account, the acquisition of a security entitlement from a security account. See, so anytime you got a security account, right, we call it a bank account. But let Brother Isaiah tell you what it really is. It's really your Social Security account being held with the bank, and the collateral account in your account, which is the checkings or the savings account. So really the real account being held with the bank is known as a security account, right? And that's known as your Social Security account, which holds all your accounts. Okay, so you understand what you're doing an acquisition for, okay? Trying to do an acquisition here, right? So it says a security account means an account to which a financial asset is or may be credited to in accordance with an agreement which the person maintaining the account undertakes to treat the person for whom the account is maintained as entitled to exercise the rights to comprise the financial asset. So a security account is an account to where an asset is or may be credited. So anytime you're using a security account, we call it a Social Security account, or we call it our principal or the obligor or the debtor or the taxpayer, right? Which is the security account that we all have, okay? So anytime you enter into a contract or any type of agreement, you're acting as the account principal, which is the security account, which is purchasing financial assets that is or may be credited in accordance to the agreements that you're entering, okay? I just want to make it plain for you because ain't nobody going to do it like Brother Isaiah, and y'all know that by now, all right? So let me make this plain for you. Except as otherwise provided in subsection D and E, a person acquires a security entitlement if the security intermediary, right? So a security entitlement, let me click on this for those that need to know. Well, a security entitlement means the rights and property interests of an entitlement holder with respects to a financial asset. So you have rights and you have property interests, and you're entitled to the interest in the property that you're holding. What property, Brother Isaiah, am I holding? I'm holding a lease, and I'm entitled to the rents due in this lease as my entitlement to receive those rents because I'm holding the lease. Whoa, I ain't never heard nobody break it down like that. That makes sense, Brother Isaiah. I know it do. I know it do. Let's keep going, though. So now we understand what the entitlement holder is. Let's security intermediary. For those that don't know what a security intermediary is, it's a clearing corporation. So when we say security intermediary, it don't matter if it's T-Mobile, it don't matter if it's the gas company, the water company, I don't care who you is. Are you a clearing corporation? Are you, wait a minute, let me click on this clearing corporation. I don't want to be confused, brother. For real, I want to know what it means, you know? For real. All right, so clearing corporation means a person that is registered as a clearing agency under the federal security laws, a Federal Reserve Bank, right? Or any other person that provides clearance or settlement services with respects to financial assets. Don't everything you sign that you call a debt is a financial asset because all debts give you the rights to receive financing of credit? So it's a financial asset. It's a debt, but it's an asset for financing, okay? So you understand what you're dealing with, right? So anybody that you deal with that provides clearance and settlement services, do they send you bills and tell you how much it's due and tell you when to pay? So they're providing settlement services to you, right? With respects to a financial asset, meaning you gave them an application or some kind of instrument in the beginning of the contract, and then they're trying to provide you with financial services to service your contract for you. But you don't know what it is, so you keep paying it, not knowing that you have the rights to receive those services, right? But let Brother Isaiah teach you a little bit. That would require it to be registered as a clearing agency under the federal security laws, but for an exclusion or exemption from the registration requirements, if its activities as a clearing corporation include promulgation of rules or subject to the regulations by the federal or the state governmental authority. So a lot of times when you're dealing with these companies, they're supposed to be registered investment companies, but a lot of them get around the registration requirements. And that's how they able to issue you an unregistered instrument. Like a lot of these banks and stuff giving you instruments, but the instruments when you receive them are not registered at the time of receiving them. So they're not recorded. And so you're receiving an uncertificated security, meaning that the security is not titled, meaning nobody owns it yet. It's issued, but it hasn't been claimed yet. So once you understand what I'm teaching, man, it'll change your life. Trust me. Now let's keep going. So now we got the clearing corporations, right? Now, all right, so let me go back. So now I'm going back to where I started. All right, so let me reread this whole thing again and break this thing down. So a security account means an account to which a financial asset is or may be credited. Any financial asset, no matter if it's a installment agreement, it may be credited to your security account. If it's a rental agreement from a rental company, you have the right to have that credited to your security account. If it's a mortgage, when you receive it, you remember you're acting as the security account when you're purchasing everything. So when you purchase, you have a right to receive that purchase as a credit to the account that you're acting as. Nobody gonna give it to you like I'm gonna give it to you, but I'm gonna give it to you because you deserve to know the truth. And then once you hear this truth, if you choose to go contrary, I've done my job. I provided the knowledge to you. All right. So a security account means an account to which a financial asset is or may be credited in accordance to the agreement under which the person maintaining the account undertakes to treat the person for whom the account is maintained as entitled to exercise the rights that comprise the financial asset. Right now, it says, except as provided in subsection D, each person requires a security entitlement if the security intermediary, number one. So if the bank or any financial institution, when I say security intermediary, I don't want you to just think of no bank, okay? I want you to think of anybody that's dealing with you on any type of financial level where he's received some kind of document from you or he's servicing the document for you, all right? It don't matter if it's a phone account, a gas account. If he's servicing you for something you provided to him, then we're dealing with a financial asset, right? And it's being serviced to somebody's security account, okay? Now, number one, this is how you know if you have some kind of entitlement in the contract. If it's indicated by bookkeeping entry that the financial asset has been credited to the person's security account. Now, how will we know if the asset has been credited to our security account? By bookkeeping entry. You would know when you called them up on the phone. You say, hey, yo, my name John Doe. I'm trying to call and check up on my account. And they'd be like, oh, okay, Mr. Joe, can you give us your first and last name, please? That'd be Liddell Lewis. Mr. Lewis, do you have a PIN code for your account? Yes, that'd be 181912. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Lewis. And what is the last four of your social, please? That'll be 8111. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Lewis. How may I help you today? And now they pull your account up. So what is that indicating to me? What that indicates to me is that the verification of my identity is really verifying my security account. They're not verifying me. They're verifying the account holder. And I'm the one in use of that account holder. So when they say, what's your name, number, and social, to me, that's an indication of a credit to my account, meaning that the asset has been credited to the account because when I give the account information, they pull the account up. So that means that it's been credited because when I give them the social information, they pull up the account. I know it's been credited to the account because when I pull my account up, it's in there, right? Let's make it plain, baby. Let's make it plain. I'll learn today. All right, two, if they receives a financial asset from a person or acquires a financial asset for a person, and in either case, accepts it for credit to the person's security account. Damn, when you in the bank, they accept that damn application from you. Huh? Did they accept the financial assets for you? In either case, they accept it for credit to the person's security. So You already got credit sitting in your account. It's already been accepted as a credit to your account by the bank. You know why? Because when you signed the application, it went into your account. And then you put this real quick. Okay, so
Knowledge is power. The most sophisticated trusts have been used by the wealthiest people in America, and they are really nothing more than a contract and a declaration of trust. It is an express trust created by the will of a settler while he is alive. It could be considered a living trust, but not in a statutory sense. Statute, a law enacted by a legislature. For example, color of law, a decree or edict as of a ruler, void on its face, to ordain an act, decree, or established. By what authority? Here is an example of a statutory law. And another one, which begs the question, who gave the state the authority to...
Hold on, y'all.
Come on, bruh. Ski Mask Blick was in my class. He understands exactly what I'm talking about. Interstate commerce. The prosecutor will not sign anything. DDA is the direct deposit account. The prosecutor ain't gonna sign no affidavit. Do y'all understand? When you gotta be sworn into the record for penalty of perjury. Perjury where it's at. This is where it means where an unrebutted affidavit stands truth in commerce. Because for you to rebut my affidavit, you gotta come with another one. So this is where it gets sticky. When you guys mail these people your notices, do you have an affidavit of mailing? The affidavit of mailing verifies all the contents inside that package that you sent off. Because these people like to play. These people will say, "Oh, I received an empty envelope." This is why I use a notary. This is why I'm a notary. Because I know with my affidavit of mailing, I can verify all the contents in that package. So if I got to come on the stand for you, I can be like, "Nah, man, John Adam Doe, I sent this notice out on his behalf." We acknowledge. You got to understand how a notary works. In the job of a notary. You're missing it. Notaries do acknowledgments. So notaries act as a secretary. Notaries have the same power as a secretary of state. So they're able to do depositions as well. They're able to record things that's being conversated inside that courtroom. So when you guys go to a courtroom that's not a court of record, why don't you get a notary? Because the notary's job is to record stuff. They can't stop the secretary of state from recording information. That's what I know. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. This is why I know y'all don't know what y'all talking about. This is why I know y'all getting spanked in that courtroom. And this is why y'all keep coming to me when your house is on fire, when they're trying to foreclose. Or this is why y'all keep coming to me when that repo man's spinning the block. So I'm giving it for free. I'm not telling y'all to sign up for nothing. Adverse proof is not a contract. Everything is based on contracts. The Uniform Commercial Code is based on contracts. Legal tender, dishonor of tender. Y'all got to understand what these contracts mean. Failure to respond to a business letter. These are corporations. American state, you're already a national. I was born in Florida, which makes me a Floridian. That's my nationality. I'm a private American. And the thing about it is, you got two notary stamps verifying that they defaulted.
So this is how the process works, right? Go to a notary, do your process, you get your default. The next notary verifies that process, signs off on that judgment. The next notary signs off on the next process. So when it's time to go into that courtroom and the judge asks for what evidence you have, judge, I'd like to submit this into the record. What is this? Oh, here's my notice of default. Notice of default. Yeah, I corresponded with the prosecutor to provide me with valid claims that everything they're saying is true and factual. They failed to respond. Here's a default notice. He goes look at that prosecutor. How you invoke equity? This is how you get equity. Because only corporations can only do deals with corporations. Period. Period. You gotta have evidence in your favor. No hearsay shit. No hearsay, nothing. When you do your, just like a debt validation, right? You guys do debt validation letters, giving them 30 days. No. All your notice, you can do your administrative process in 21 days if you do it the correct way. Same thing with child support. The Department of Revenue is a corporation. They have an EIN number, just like Walmart. You just got to make sure it's documented. So notaries, when you understand the administrative process, we're able to document like tenders and payments when they default you against your instruments under the UCC. Your fee schedule. If you have a valid fee schedule, so let me show y'all something real quick. Hold on right quick, y'all. I'm going to show y'all my fee schedule. And I'm going to give y'all an example of when y'all go against these companies, right? And you want to get them into arbitration. Arbitration is a private matter. I don't have any classes right now because I just got done finishing up I had a 911 emergency with a client, so I had to help them out real quick. But I'm going to give y'all an example real fast. 1 second. Yeah, make sure y'all stay in honor. Make sure y'all stay in honor. Let me see. Hold on real quick. All right. No, I'm going to pull my camera up real fast. So this is my updated fee schedule. So when you're doing your administrative process, right, with these agencies, right, and you let them know failure to provide a contract signed by the parties is a $5 million fee, and you hit their ass with a legitimate invoice, it's a wrap. But you got to be able to document this process the correct way. So you got to make sure everything's in order. Time in court. You understand the acting under colorable law, colorable authority. And I'm going to give y'all some help too. For everybody that's dealing with police officers and everybody who keeps saying this is a sovereign citizen movement, I'm going to end that right now. Hold on. I'm going to end that right now on my live. Shoot me an email. You can go to my link tree for a consultation. I do 2-hour consultations to give you enough time to ask your questions and for me to be able to give you some information. Hold on, right quick. This is for all my non-believers. We're going to end that right here, right now. So we have the County Sheriff's Handbook. So this is for everybody who's saying that what we're doing is not true and factual. I'm the messenger, man. I'm here to give y'all life right now. And I'm not asking y'all for anything right now. My consultations, what was me and my wife right now, so we're doing it 500, but it's 2 hours to break down this process for you. So again, for all the naysayers that want to exercise their right to travel and they're scared, what does it say? So it says, the law of the land consists of the Constitution, written by we the people under the authority of God to empower, control, restrict servants. Common law, which is written by God in the hearts of men. Constitutional statutes, which are written by legislators. Any statute code outside of the aforesaid, and there are many, is null and void. So, hold on, what? This is my shit. This is the what? What document is this? This is the County Sheriff's Handbook. So county sheriffs deputize the officers in your state. It's in my bio. It's in the bio. It's in the bio, family. So here we go. The county sheriff, who deputizes all the police officers that work within your state, the county sheriff also has the duty to enforce the common law, which is written by God in the hearts of men. There are two common law principles that guide us in knowing the common law. In order for there to be a crime, there must be an injured party. What did I just say? In order for there to be a crime, there must be an injured party, and the government in general cannot be the injured party. So when it says the state of Texas versus you, the state of Florida versus you, doesn't it say that the government in general cannot be an injured party? For every injury, there must be a remedy, which invokes equity, right? Come on now. But y'all, this is their material. This is their material. And it tells you what's in here. Yeah, this is a good read. And I spank them every time I don't have no issues traveling. Like, I post all the videos. Police officers in Texas do not bother me, bro. They don't bother me at all. I never get pulled over. I have private tags in all my automobiles. I never get pulled over. I don't know how many times I got to show y'all that, but y'all be watching these videos and sending me videos of people getting pulled over with these American State Nationals tags. I mean, come on. How do you beat a speeding ticket? So speeding, again, this is educational purposes only. I'm not offering any legal advice. For a speeding ticket, was there any probable cause for the stop for you to get a ticket? Because speeding is a traffic infraction, which is not a crime. So if it isn't a crime, if it's not a crime, it's not a crime. So I'm gonna give you something too. What state are you in? What state are you in? Oh, I'm gonna give y'all something else, man, just to separate myself from other people. So I want y'all to go to this website and use this website. So if y'all see anybody else sharing this website on TikTok, remember y'all got it from me. So martindale.com is where you can look up all attorneys and judges in your state. So if you want to find out what type of judge you got, type his name in here. You can pull up all his information. His ISLN number too as well. So it's martindale.com. Go to martindale.com. Once you go to martindale.com, go to the search bar. So if you already know who your prosecutor is, type their name in there. If you know your judges' names, type their name in there. So Alabama, everything's the same. I'm gonna pull up Texas real quick since I'm in Texas. One second. I'm gonna pull up the definition for Texas. I'm in Texas. Hold on. I'm gonna pull up the transportation code too, so you can see it. And I'm gonna show you how to beat that ticket. All the states are the same. So hold on real quick. I'm gonna pull it up. 1 second. All right. So for the state of Texas, right? If let's say for Texas, you got a traffic ticket. You got a traffic ticket for speeding, and it says person failure to identify, person operating a motor. Go with their definitions, and again, this ain't not type. This is Penal Code General Provisions for Texas, and I go down to where it says person, and I would get this case dismissed on the grounds of lack of jurisdiction. Because why? They're operating off of the assumption that I'm a person, and the definition of a person in Texas means an individual or a corporation, association, limited liability company, or other entity, organization governed by business organization codes. So I'm a directed prosecutor. Sir, Your Honor, can you direct the prosecutor to submit any documentation or admiralty maritime contract signed? You know what I'm saying? Can you do that? He ain't gonna do that. He's not gonna do that. I'm telling y'all right now, he's not gonna do that. He ain't fucking with you. Why? Because he's gonna be held fully liable. What's going on? Look at the sources right here. So if you could talk to the judge, I'm a little confused because by law it says a person means an individual, corporation, association, limited liability company. So you ain't talking about me. Right on Amazon. That's all on Amazon. This is why I teach in my class. I'm thinking about doing a mini class, but I'm trying to give y'all this sauce. The material in your freedom is right here in the information that they provide you. So again, how are you able to prove that they're operating under a colorable law? So we can start fighting back when we start waking up, right? What is we can start fighting back when we start waking up, right? What is acting under colorable authority? Acting under colorable authority because you think it means what you... Come on. Colorable authority because you think it means what you... Come on, y'all. Person, place, or thing. And they've been telling y'all that ever since y'all were children. Since you was going to elementary school, they said a noun is a person, place, or thing. And you started assuming that you were a person, right? So when you start sending your kids to school, don't blame your kids when they start becoming the consumer. Because that's all they're teaching your kids is to be the consumer versus the creator. So what I do, I create thinkers and bankers. Thinkers and bankers. Y'all send your kids to school, and the schools are ran by the bankers. And they tell your kids that they're a person because a noun means a person, place, or thing. And you have your kids assuming that they're a person. That is your fault. So if you're sending your kids to school on a day-to-day basis, and you got them teachers saying that, yeah, a noun is a person, place, or thing, and your kids are being brought up thinking that they're a person, that is your fault. That's why I homeschool. A person means an individual. An individual means a corporation. So don't get it twisted. A person means an individual, and an individual means a corporation. It means the same thing. So when they say a person failure to identify, that means a corporation, an individual, an association, or a limited liability company failed to identify themselves. So yeah, they are correct. You gotta kill that assumption. Affidavit of truth. This is how we're going to fight back by understanding the definitions, y'all. So acting under a culpable authority. The officer was acting under a culpable authority because he assumed that I was a person. So, Your Honor, can you direct the prosecutor to submit any documentation that verifies that I'm a person or that I'm a U.S. citizen? This is why I recommend everyone to get their FOIA request done, because your FOIA request is going to let them know off the muscle that you're not a U.S. citizen. And this is Texas statute. This ain't none of my shit. This is their words. This is why they don't mess with me. When I did my administrative process, I told the district attorney, sheriff's office, the Supreme Court, everybody that what it was, man. And when you look at the definition of a driver, I'm gonna show you what a commercial vehicle is too. In Texas, it says a commercial vehicle in Texas is designed to transport passengers for compensation. It tells you that if you're not getting paid to travel from point A to point B, you are not operating in commerce. Period. But the reason why these cops operate off of presumptions because they think you don't know no better. People don't want to go to court. When you sign that citation, you agree to that what? You're going to go to court. So we're going to go here. Texas definitions, Texas penal section. I'm giving y'all a source. This ain't no guru books, none of that. I'm giving y'all a source. So we're going to go to the definitions. And just read the information. It's right here, right in front of you. Individual. It doesn't mean the same thing what you think it means. Go to Black Law definition. Person means an individual or a corporation, association, limited liability company, or other entity. This is why I say corporations can only do business with businesses. Living mean, come on, y'all. So a person failure to identify, and I'm gonna give y'all something else. So I'm gonna pull this up. So y'all, we see this shit all the time on the banks, right? So y'all know what the definition of a person. So it says a person means an individual, corporation, association, limited liability company, or other entity. So I'm going to pull up something else that we see on a day-to-day basis and let me know if it's starting to make sense to y'all. Hold on. Real quick. I'm going to pull up the picture. Hold on real quick. I'm going to pull this up. How many times have y'all seen it? We just read the definition, right? So I'm going to pull this up and let me know if it's starting to ring a bell in y'all head real quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it, y'all. I went to the bank the other day. Here it is, right? How many times do we see this on the bank? It says a person licensed under this. This is Texas. A person licensed under this subchapter. They ain't talking about you. I just gave y'all the definitions right in y'all face. They ain't talking about you. They just told you what a person was. You gotta rebut that assumption. Do you have an affidavit of truth declaring what your status is? Are you a private American or are you a U.S. citizen? Are you subject to the government? Because these people will come on here and sell you a dream. All debt is prepaid, this and that. But you got to understand how to enforce that. I ain't never came on here with a 1099-A, none of that. I come on here with sourced and true information. You got to understand how to contract with these people. If they're not able to provide you with a proof of claim or a valid affidavit, you can default against their ass and take that to court. Because guess what? Everything's ran off of debt. So when you default them and you prove that there's a debt that they owe you, take their ass to court. And with your administrative process, there's no arguing. So when I go into the court for a summary judgment, I'm having the judge review my administrative process and that is accurate. And what they're going to review is, one, I sent them a notice, they defaulted and haven't responded, and now they incurred a debt to me. So the only way you can do what against lien is to do what? To pay it. Or they're going to want to settle out of court. But you got to I'm telling you, you got to put that pressure on them to make them want to settle. If they feel any hint that you don't know what you're talking about, they're going to go all the way with you, and they're going to give you a hard time. I'm just telling y'all that right now. If y'all would like to book a consultation with me, I'm doing 2-hour consultation. I'm not doing 30 minutes or 1 hour, because I'm going to be honest, 1 hour ain't enough. Arbitration agreement, right? You can get them an arbitration. So in the arbitration agreement, you can do the administrative process with them. Arbitration is a private issue anyway. With your administrative process, it's your private remedy with them communicating with that dealership or the mortgage company. So if you default them through your administrative process, when it's time for you to go to arbitration, you already have your documents and your evidence already ready for the judge to review. So when it's time for your judge to review the documents, you're good to go. What evidence do they have? They're operating off of hearsay. They don't even have the original contract. So what are you worried about? You have the right to inspect the original. And y'all gotta understand that this is why that black ink shit comes into place. Because what black ink means, you can't tell if it's a copy or the original. This is why I'm signing blue ink, because you can tell if it's an original or if it's a copy. Black ink, you can tell that. You can't tell with black ink. That's why we tell y'all stop signing the black ink. Because when you request for the original document, it's hard to tell if it's an original because that ink. With that blue ink, you can tell if it's an original or if it's a copy. If they have the copy and not the original, come on, y'all. When you understand the original Uniform Commercial Code, I think it's UCC 9. You have to have entitlement to the original instrument for you to be able to enforce it. If they don't have the original, they could be a third party. You can do red ink too, but the thing is with that black, it's hard to tell if it's a copy or not. But again, with that original contract, if they don't have that original contract, you can get your remedy, bro. You gotta understand contracting, how to bind these folks. But y'all, I'm not gonna be on here too long. I gotta hop off and get ready to jump into a meeting. But for anybody, man, if y'all want a consultation, it's 2 hours. 2 hours of free information. I don't charge for documentation. I just give you foundation so you can have your own avenue to move. So it's not going to be my way or the highway. I'm going to give you all the gems you need. You can decide what works best for you. Because again, I'm not going to be in the courtroom with you. E-sign documents, you can beat that too. You got to read the codes. They didn't give you full disclosure with the e-sign. And they don't have any first-hand knowledge that you signed it, because anybody could have hopped on my computer.
Okay, so I'm going to read a template to you that I got. You can use it, but I wouldn't recommend you using it word for word. So I'm going to try to read it, and I want you to follow along. But this is what the cover letter should pretty much say. It doesn't have to be this long. It could be a lot shorter, but pretty much this is, in a nutshell, what type of verbiage and language you should be putting in that cover letter. So the subject will be request for refund of old securities due to alleged securities fraud. And then you would address it to the indentured trustee. I hope this letter finds you well. I am writing to address a grave concern regarding securities fraud perpetrated by your company. I have recently discovered evidence indicating that your company has engaged in activities that violate securities regulations, resulting in substantial financial losses to me. As a result, I am requesting a refund of all old securities from past, present, and future debts. It is with deep regret and concern that I must allege that your company has committed securities fraud. The evidence I have gathered suggests that these activities were carried out intentionally and have significantly affected my financial well being. I am prepared to provide detailed documentation and evidence supporting these allegations upon your request. The Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, enforces strict regulations to protect investors from fraudulent activities and ensure the integrity of the financial markets. As an indentured trustee, your company has a fiduciary duty to act in the best interests of the bondholders, and to comply with all relevant securities laws and regulations. Considering the seriousness of the allegation and the potential legal implications, I expect your company to conduct an immediate and thorough investigation into these matters. I demand transparency and accountability in handling this issue to ensure that justice is served and any damages incurred are adequately addressed. In light of the alleged securities fraud, I request the following actions from your company. One, full refund of old securities. I demand an immediate refund of all old securities related to past, present, and future debts, including any interest or returns that may have been affected by the alleged fraudulent activities. Two, investigate, report, and explanation. I expect a comprehensive investigation report outlining the findings of the internal investigation. This report should include a clear explanation of the actions taken to rectify the situation and prevent such misconduct from reoccurring. Three, remedial measures. Your company must take immediate corrective actions to ensure that all security regulations are fully complied with in the future. Implementing robust compliance protocols and ethical practices will help restore the trust of investors and stakeholders. Four, legal consultation. Given the seriousness of the alleged securities fraud, I am consulting with legal counsel to explore all available legal remedies. Your cooperation and prompt resolution of this matter can help avoid protracted legal proceedings. I urge your companies to handle this matter with the utmost diligence and respond to my demands within 30 days from the receipt of this letter. Failure to do so may result in further legal action, including reporting this matter to the appropriate regulatory authority. I am open to engaging in constructive dialogue to resolve this matter amicably and seek a fair resolution. You can reach me at, and then you can put your phone number or your email or both. And then it's